COVID-19 global death toll crosses 6,38,000 as over 1,57,46,000 contract virus. And losing toss, England batting against West Indies in series deciding third test in Manchester. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. I am Imtiaz Siddiqui with you. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those and other stories. Expatriate Bangladeshi sent $136 crore remittance in first 16 days of the current month. The amount is highest in its kind in a single month in the country's history. Experts say remittance flow is increasing day by day following various government initiatives, including providing 2% cash incentives to the expatriates who are sending remittance in banking channel and discouraging hundi system. As a result, the country observed record remittance in the last fiscal, which helped to create record reserve of foreign currency. Economists say increase of remittance flow during the corona pandemic is a very positive sign for country's economy. Remittance hit a new record of $18.2 billion in the last fiscal year, although coronavirus pandemic battered most of the global economies. Meanwhile, country's foreign exchange reserve also hit all-time high, setting a record of over $36 billion amid coronavirus pandemic. Although the Bangladeshi expatriates are facing various disruptions in economies, but they did not stop sending money to their old relatives in the country. As a result, the flow of remittance has increased. The overall flood situation in the 20 flooded districts of the country is still unchanged. Flood Forecasting and Warning Center said flood situation may worsen in Kurigram, Gaibandha, Nator, Bogura, Jamalpur, Sirajganj, Tangail in the next 24 hours. Though flood situation has improved slightly today in Sunamganj, Brahmanbaria and Netrakona district, it may deteriorate in the upcoming days. At present, 20 districts of the country are flooded. Of them, flood situation has worsened in Kurigram, Gaibandha, Nator, Bogura, Jamalpur, Sirajganj and Tangail districts and remains steady in Manikganj, Munshiganj, Faridpur, Madaripur, Rajbari, Shariatpur, Chandpur and Dhaka. Water at Brahmaputra, Jamuna, Padda and Dhorla rivers will increase in the next 4 to 5 days, which will worsen flood situation in this region. On the other hand, water at Shurma, Kushiara and Tista rivers may decrease in the upcoming days. Today, water at 20 rivers flowing above danger mark at 30 points. Flood Forecasting and Warning Center said flood situation may worsen more in north and middle in the running month. Meanwhile, the Jamuna River was flowing 76 centimeters above its danger mark in the last 24 hours in Sirajganj, while it was flowing 85 centimeters above its danger mark at Kazipur point of the district. In Rajbari, the Padda River was flowing 104 centimeters above its danger mark at Gwalondo point after increasing 4 centimeters in the last 24 hours. Besides, Padda water has increased 3 centimeters in Shariatpur. As a result, the Padda was flowing 48 centimeters above its danger mark at Shureshwar point. The Brahmaputra River was flowing 94 centimeters above its danger mark at Phulchori point in Gaibandha. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said leaders of BNP are talking nonsense as they were rejected by the people in polls and movements. He made the comment at a program today at Awami League President's political office in capital's Dhanmondi. Awami League's Relief and Social Welfare Subcommittee organized the function to distribute coronavirus protective equipment and relief materials for flood-affected districts. Obaidul Qadir joined it from his official residence through video conference. He said BNP is doing press briefing-based politics and its leaders are making attacking comments against the government with deceitful words to cover up their weaknesses. The Awami League General Secretary also said the politics of speeches is outdated. People of digital Bangladesh are now much more conscious and they have faith in the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, he added. Obaidul Qadir, also Road Transport and Bridges Minister, stated that people know there is no alternative to Sheikh Hasina in handling global pandemic and disaster situation and keeping the wheels of the economy moving. He went on to add that the Prime Minister has been taking pro-people steps one after another to protect lives and livelihoods of people during the ongoing crisis caused by the COVID-19. At the function, Awami League Presidium member Motia Chaudhary said, Awami League always stands by the people in any crisis, whether it is in power or not, and it is the tradition of the party. Agriculture Minister Dr. Abdul Razak said BNP has no activity in the ongoing crisis other than press briefings. Awami League Relief and Social Welfare Secretary Shujit Roy Nondi, Office Secretary Barrister Biplab Borua, Health Secretary Dr. Rokia Sultana, Labour Affairs Secretary Habib Rahman Siraj and Deputy Office Secretary Saim Khan, among others, were present at Awami League President's Dhanmondi office. The death toll of coronavirus in Bangladesh rose to 2,836, with the death of 35 more patients in the last 24 hours. Besides, 2,548 new cases were detected in the last 24 hours, testing 12,027 samples, taking the total cases to 2,18,658. Professor Dr. Nasima Sultana, Additional Directorate General of Health Services, came up with the disclosure at its daily health bulletin from Noakhali. She also informed that 1,768 coronavirus patients made recovery during the period, bringing the total number of recoveries to 1,20,976.
24 ঘন্টায় পরীক্ষা হয়েছে 12,027টি নমুনা। যা নমুনা পরীক্ষা হয়েছে তাতে শনাক্ত হয়েছে 2,548 জন। এ পর্যন্ত শনাক্ত 2,18,658 জন। 24 ঘন্টায় সুস্থ হয়েছেন 1,768 জন। এ পর্যন্ত সুস্থ 1,20,976 জন। শনাক্ত বিবেচনায় সুস্থতার হার 55.33%। 24 ঘন্টায় মৃত্যুবরণ করেছেন 35 জন। এ পর্যন্ত 2,836 জন। শনাক্ত বিবেচনায় মৃত্যুর হার 1.30%।
The coronavirus outbreak across the world has now infected more than 1,57,46,000 people, with more than 6,38,000 people succumbing to the virus that was first reported in late December 2019. Meanwhile, about 96 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19 globally. The Americas are the current epicenter of the pandemic. The United States has 41,93,499 confirmed cases and 1,47,660 deaths. In Brazil, the total death toll in COVID-19 is more than 84,000, while more than 22,92,000 people were infected. India, which is the third spot in the list of nations worst hit by coronavirus, has now 13,19,000 cases and more than 31,000 deaths. China today ordered the closure of the U.S. consulate in the southwestern city of Chengdu in retaliation for America shattering Beijing's diplomatic mission in Houston this week. The move was a legitimate and necessary response to the unreasonable measures by the United States, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said in a statement. The current situation in China-U.S. relations is not what China desires to see, and the U.S. is responsible for all this, the statement added. Tensions have soared on multiple fronts between the world's two biggest economies, deteriorating further after Washington ordered the closure of the Houston consulate on Tuesday within 72 hours. Meanwhile, the United States has charged 4 Chinese nationals with visa fraud for allegedly lying about their membership of China's armed forces. 3 are under arrest, while the FBI is seeking to arrest the 4th, who is said to be in China's San Francisco consulate. Muslim prayers have been held in the iconic Hagia Sophia for the first time in 86 years after the reconversion of the Istanbul landmark in a mosque earlier this month. The Friday prayers took place 2 weeks after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan declared the nearly 1,500-year-old monument open to Muslim worship after top court ruled the building's conversion by modern Turkey's founding statesman in mid-1930s was illegal. Erdogan, accompanied by cabinet minister and other top officials, joined hundreds of worshippers inside Hagia Sophia as large crowds gathered outside. The UNESCO World Heritage Site was built as a cathedral during the reign of Byzantine Emperor Justinian I in 537, but converted into a mosque after the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople in 1453. And now sports news. Are now batting against West Indies in the third and series-deciding last test of three-match series in Manchester. The English scored 173 runs for 4 wickets in their first innings when report last came in. The Caribbean beat England by 4 wickets in the first test. England defeated West Indies by 113 runs and levelled the series 1-1. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. New remittance record in first 16 days of current fiscal amid corona pandemic. Boon for country's economy, says experts. Mainly stable flood situation likely to worsen in country's northern region in next 24 hours. Rejected by people in elections and movements, BNP leaders now talk like wanderers in darkness, comments Obaidul Qadir. Country reports 35 more coronavirus deaths in past 24 hours as 1,20,976 recover from disease so far. COVID-19 global death toll crosses 6,38,000 as over 1,57,46,000 contract virus. And losing toss, England batting against West Indies in series deciding third test in Manchester. And here we end the news. Thank you for being with us. Our next bulletin is coming up at 11:30. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.